Good evening, students. Hi, this is Shomiran sir, and welcome back once again. So, I hope you have already gone through my last video as well as you have read the chapter. So, on the last class, we have not completed the entire chapter. Few of the topics we have discussed. So, today we will start the same chapter of geography, that is environment. So let me have a recap of the chapter. First, we have discussed what is environment, then the major components of environment, the biotic and the abiotic factors of environment, the major domains of environment, that is lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere as well as biosphere. So today we will discuss the next part of the chapter. So today's topic is ecosystem. So you can see ecosystem. So what is ecosystem? So ecosystem is the interaction, interdependency and interrelation between the living with the non-living community. So let me have a explain from the slide. So all plants and the human beings depend on their immediate surrounding. Often they also interdependent on each other. This relation between the living organism as well as the relation between the organism and their surroundings forms an ecosystem. So what is an ecosystem? See, the living organisms or the plants and the animals with their non-living community, that is the land, soil, the sun and the other rocks, whatever you can say. So how the living beings are interacting with the non-living community. This interaction and interrelation between them, they are called ecosystem. Now you can give an example of ecosystem: the large marine ecosystem, forest ecosystem, ocean or the sea or the rivers, the lake. All these comprise of different ecosystem, as well as a small pond or a small piece of agricultural field can also be considered as ecosystem. So here are some examples: grassland, desert, mountain, lakes, river, ocean, even the small ponds. These are the example of several ecosystem. Here is a picture of ecosystem. You can see the sun, the plants, the land, the bacteria, the plankton, the protozoans, the algae, the insect, the animals, the rocks, the water, the entire thing. They are dependent on each other as well as the related on each other. So this is called an ecosystem. Is it clear? Now, we have already discussed about the environment on the last class. So the World Environmental Day is celebrated on 5th of June. So you can see over here, on 5th of June every year the World Environment Day is celebrated. And this date you remember properly because it is an important day. Nowadays we are quite concerned on our environment and we are celebrating on 5th June as our World Environmental or Environment Day. Now the next topic, human environment. So what is human environment, or how the human being they have started to modify the environment day to day according to their needs. This we will discuss on this slide. Human being interacts with the environment and modify according to their needs. According to their needs, the human being they interact and modify the environment. How? Let us see. Early human adapts themselves to the natural surrounding. They led a simple life and fulfill their requirements from the nature around them. The early human being, whatever they are getting from the nature, with that they are fulfilling their needs. In the history, we have seen that the early human being they used to live in the forest or in the caves. From there, their main occupation is hunting or food gathering. So from there, whatever they are collecting from the nature, they are using it to fulfill their needs. But gradually we are becoming modernized ourselves, so our needs, demands, and also become more as well, that is changed gradually. So how you, let's see. With time, needs grew and become more varied. Human beings learn new ways to change the environment. They learn to grow crops, domesticate animals, and lead to settle life. They have started to learn to grow the crops. They used to domesticate the animals for their own needs. So when they have not learned to grow the crops, they used to settle in one place. Now there is no need to go here and there to collect the food or to hunt, because they have started to grow the crops and they used to live a settled life. So whatever the crops they are producing, what surplus crops they have, they used to exchange it with others. So on that time, as money was not there, so the goods are exchanged for the goods. This term is called the barter system, BRTR, barter system, exchange of goods for goods. Suppose I am a farmer, I have produced some crops, suppose rice, and suppose you were a blacksmith. So if I need any iron equipments, any spade or anything for my agricultural tools, you will give me the spade to me. On that exchange, I will give you some grains. So both of their needs, our needs are fulfilled or satisfied. So this exchange of goods for goods, this is called the barter system. So this system developed on that time. The wheel was invented, the surplus food produced, barter system emerged, trade started, and commerce developed. On this way, the exchange of goods for goods, in this way the trade started, the commerce started. Industrial revolution enabled a large scale production. Transportation became faster. Information revolution made communication easier and speedy across the world. Now after that, we have the transportation and information revolution. The communication system developed. The communication system has developed. You can see that through our now the communication system, we can have your online classes. So you are sitting on your own house and through this communication. So gradually information technology communication system become more faster and more developed. So this is where our life become much more easier than the early life. So gradually, step by step, from the natural things or from the nature, whatever human beings are taking, they are adapting it in their own way, and day by day they become modernized. And now at present, the human beings are dominating the entire world. So from here you will learn what is the human beings interact with the environment to modify their needs, how the human beings interact with the environment and modify according to their needs. This question, this part, you will read from this part. This is already given in your book, and go through it. Now we have already discussed the last part of the chapter. So now we will discuss few of the important questions. So I hope you have already gone through your book. So whatever question I am giving, if you have the copy with you, just note it down. First of all, what is an environment? So we have already discussed what is the environment, whatever we are seeing surrounding us. Maybe it is a living or non-living, everything it is called an environment. We have already discussed in the previous slides. Discuss the various components of environment. Give example. So what are the major components? The various components, natural components, human being and human made components. We have already discussed on your book on page number chapter, on that chapter page number 2, you have already, the answer is given. And with example, you have to write the answer. Write the difference between abiotic and biotic factors of environment. So biotic and abiotic factors. Biotic means the living and abiotic means the non-living. So you can differentiate between it, as well as if you can give example. What is hydrosphere? We have already discussed in our slide what is hydrosphere. Hydro means water. So the zone of water, whatever we have, sea, ocean, rivers, pond, lakes, everything is considered as hydrosphere. What is biosphere? On that last class, through the diagram, I have explained you what is biosphere. So again I am telling, biosphere is the life supporting layer of our earth, where the three domains of the earth interacts with each other, that is the atmosphere, the hydrosphere and the lithosphere, and it comprises of the biosphere. Define ecosystem. Today we have already discussed about the ecosystem, the interrelation, interaction and interdependency between the living as well as its surroundings. It is called an ecosystem. Write the importance of atmosphere. This, what is atmosphere we have discussed, and what are the importance of atmosphere we have already discussed. So what are the atmosphere covers our earth like a blanket, as well as it protects us from harmful rays of the sun, mainly the ultraviolet rays. It also contains several types of gases, as well as the water vapor and dust particles, and several weather phenomena are going through this atmosphere. And the last question is how human being modifies the environment. Today in the last slide, what we have discussed, how they are modifying gradually with the environment. On the last slide we have discussed this one. From here, in short, you will write the answer, the how they have started to learn the crops, invented the wheel with the industrial revolution, the butter system, as well as the information revolution, the communication system developed, and they have made their or modified their environment. So student, I hope you have understand this part. After this, once again you will go through the chapter once or twice. You will go with the chapter, and whatever questions are there, you will note it down in your copy, as well as you will solve it. And further updates of the chapter we will give on the next video. And thank you all. Have a nice day, and all of you should stay at